Good afternoon. My name is Jason Dunn, and this is my presentation for Case 1-3. So, the premise of Case 1-3 is Citigroup, which is a very large financial conglomerate. So, in 2007, 2008, 2009, when the recession was going on, they basically were going to fall into bankruptcy. To avoid that fate, the U.S. Treasury gave them $45 billion out of the TARP program. That's the Trouble Assist Relief Program. Now, they did this because this would have effects worldwide for both regular people, businesses, everything like that. So that would have been very, very, just would have added on to the trouble that was hitting the world at that time. The conflict in question right now is Mr. Hall. He has a valid contract with Citigroup, and he was due for a $100 million bonus, and some of his employees were also due to have a very large bonus as well. So what we're going on is if it's ethical or if it's right for him to accept that bonus when Citigroup themselves just received basically close to $100 billion from taxpayers in this country to keep them afloat. Is it right for him to accept that and like it was just a regular year? Now, obviously, it is written in his contract that he gets to a portion of the profits that Citigroup would have, and so this particular year, it came out to about $100 million. Excuse me. That's actually, according to the case, that's not some wild number. It looks like that's usually around the same area on another year. However, with it being this year, particularly with the recession, and the company was basically about to fold and go into bankruptcy, it kind of raises questions if he should take that or not. Now, contractually, he's obligated to. That is fair. It's a legal contract, everything like that. It's my opinion that since the CEO decided to take just a $1 salary per year until the crisis eased, that Mr. Hall should kind of follow suit with that. This way, let's just say he didn't even have to not take any of it. Let's just say he just takes half of it and gets 50 million instead of 100 million. That not only you can take that 50 million and put it back into the company, or put that back into taxes to help those taxpayers that paid so much just to keep this company afloat. I would say you'd have to rewrite his contract just so this is legal, and he let him know that this is just like a one-time thing. Like I said, he doesn't have to do this every year from now on. I figured just with the financial landscape of the country at this point, that would be the best thing for him to do. I would say that, and also when it comes to his employees that are under him, they should also take a little less, if half, not maybe a little bit more than half, just so that they're contributing as well. They did say that they would, if he didn't receive this, that him and his employees would then move to a different company and give their consulting talents to somebody else. However, I would have to say you have to, as a person, really look in the mirror and understand the situation. Because yes, you basically, what I'm asking him to do is give up $50 million. And that's, if you ask me to do that at this current time, I would say you're crazy. However, if I did get, those $100 million pretty much per year, I would have to take a look at it just for the better, in the long run, for the better for the company, since we can put that $50 million back into the company, back into the taxpayers' money. I think it would be better off. I think that's better suited for everybody. Obviously, Mr. Hall has to take a hit. That's where his risk comes in, but also the company still has to give you $50 million that they basically don't have right now. So that's where their risk comes in. I really think it's better for everybody if he meets them in the middle a little bit here, along with his employees. Like I said, I would do a little bit more than half, but if I was on the the board and I was, trying to consult or make a deal with him, this would be my first solution. Like, hey, Mr. Hall, can you at least meet us halfway? We'll rewrite you a contract just for the time being, and then once things get sorted out a little bit better, once we get back on our feet, then we can go back to your whatever your percentage is up to that $100 million range. But for right now, for maybe this year, maybe next year, can we come down on it a little bit? And can we possibly throw you in a couple more incentives just to kind of make up for it? I think that'd be best for him, best for the company, and best for the nation in general, the taxpayers. That's what I would try to go with. At the end of the day, since he does have it under contract, this is truly the ball's in his court. I would do everything I could to try to make him see the other side of this, how it would benefit him to help us, and then we can then help him more in the long run. That's where I would go with it. However, like I said, convincing somebody to throw away $50 million is something that is probably damn near impossible. However, I think that's the best solution for all parties involved. When you have this much money, I'll just say, hey, that $50 million can turn into $100 million, $200 million, $300 million down the line. If you can just work with us right here this year, next year, until the financial climate gets better, then, we can help each other out and make even more money in the long run. But right now, can you just take this hit for us? Because we've already taken a huge hit. The government bailed us out. The taxpayers bailed us out. Let's work together to get this thing back on track, and then we can all make more money in the long run. So that's where I would be with it. Maybe not the best solution, or maybe not even the worst solution, but one I think that is more fair to everybody than some other options. I would just ask him if he could help us out for a year or two, take less money off his bonuses and his employees, and then maybe throw in a couple incentives to sweeten the deal a little bit, something that we could discuss with him. But as far as that goes, that's what I would do. I hope to never be in this situation, because that's crazy. I never want to take $50 million out of somebody's pocket. But that's how I would approach it, and hope that he would work with us. Thank you. This has been my presentation for case 1-3.